Good evening, I'm Rob Vaughn. Investigators are at it again today, trying to determine what caused a massive explosion that shook the Lehigh Valley on Friday night. It happened around 8:15 on Friday evening, a tremendous blast at Concept Sciences in Lehigh Valley Industrial Park No. 3. The effects were felt for miles around. Reports came from as far away as the Poconos and Berks County. It was a level 2 disaster in Lehigh County. Hundreds of rescue personnel, emergency crews, and volunteer firefighters were called to 749 Roble Road in Hanover Township. And when all was said and done, 5 people had lost their lives. 13 others were injured, and the building was destroyed, wiped out. Investigators from a number of state and federal agencies have been at the site all day, and so has Channel 69's Andy Ryan. He's joining us now live with an update. Andy, what's the latest?
Rob, I'm about a mile away from the scene at the intersection of Marcon Boulevard and Roble Road. Marcon is once again open to all traffic, although Roble is still restricted. Roble, of course, is the road, as you mentioned, where the explosion occurred Friday night. Now, the big question on everyone's minds, of course, is what exactly caused that explosion Friday night that led to 5 deaths and millions of dollars of damage. But before investigators can answer that question, they must first completely clear and secure the entire scene.
Damage here.
That's what investigators from local, state, and federal agencies
entire building shifted
since Saturday, really. Meanwhile, officials are still trying to determine exactly what chemicals were in the building at the time of the explosion.
Actually, we met with the building owner just moments ago, and extremely helpful. They gave us a real good rundown on what was in there. It's quite a list, and I'm sure they'll get that information at the next news conference.
And Rob Conklin would not reveal exactly what chemicals are on that list, saving it, as you heard him say, for a later time. He is also not backing away from statements made over the weekend by Lieutenant Governor Schweiker, who said over the weekend that the explosion appears to be the result of improper chemical mixing. He would not confirm or deny that, saying only the investigation is still ongoing. I'm Andy Ryan reporting live from Hanover Township. Back to you, Rob.
All right, Andy, thanks very much for the report. I apologize for the audio problems we are having there. We'll try to straighten that out for you. The explosion happened at the Concept Sciences building on Roble Road in Hanover Township. The company is a fairly new one, only about 2 years old, and it's been at that location for less than a year. It's the only American manufacturer of what's called freebase hydroxylamine. The chemical is used as a cleanser by the pharmaceutical and semiconductor industries. Concept Sciences employs about 20 people. Today, for the first time, the owner of the company is speaking publicly about the disaster. Berks Edition's Chris Velardi has more tonight on what has been a difficult 72 hours for Dr. Earl Ward.
I will not rest until I know what went wrong.
Dr. Earl Ward says he has lost more than a business. He's lost colleagues and he's lost friends. Today, leaning on his wife and stepdaughter for support, Dr. Ward talked about the company he calls his dream and the employees he calls his family.
I pledge to them and to you that I will do everything in my power to find out what happened to cause this tragedy.
Authorities, including Lieutenant Governor Mark Schweiker, have publicly speculated improperly mixed chemicals sparked the deadly blast. But Concept Sciences' attorney calls that kind of speculation irresponsible.
I really think it's unfortunate that anybody, especially the Lieutenant Governor, would make a statement as to the cause of this accident within 24 hours of it occurring when the experts have no clue what happened.
Dr. Ward's stepdaughter says hydroxylamine, the chemical Concept Sciences manufactures, is a very stable compound. In fact, she says 2 huge storage tanks of the chemical did not explode.
One is 4,000, one is 6,000 gallons of hydroxylamine, and believe me, if this product was combustible or flammable, don't you think it would have gone up?
So what caused the deadly blast? Dr. Ward says he's as baffled as anyone, and he'll cooperate fully with the investigation. He says he owes that to his friends. In Hanover Township, Northampton County, Chris Velardi, Channel 69 News.
And Channel 69 News spoke with a local chemistry professor who agreed it was unlikely that hydroxylamine would cause such an explosion. Meantime, Lehigh County Executive Jane Baker says the damage from the blast will be in the millions, probably close to 4 or 5 million, she says. Those estimates include, of course, some of the surrounding buildings that were damaged in the explosion. At least 11 other buildings were damaged by the blast. Many of those businesses have had to relocate to other locations. As we mentioned earlier, the blast was felt from miles around. Folks as far away as the Poconos and Berks County reported feeling or hearing the explosion Friday night. The blast may have even registered on the Richter scale. Researchers at Lehigh University are in the process of analyzing the data right now. They say it appears a burst of energy was recorded just before 8:15 Friday night. More on that later tonight on Channel 69 News. Backlash from the explosion at Concept Scientists is becoming a real concern for area residents. Channel 69's Patricia Hoffman is live in our newsroom now with more on that. Trish?
Hi, Rob. Well, area residents have an awful lot of questions after Friday night's blast. Basic questions like how safe is the air we breathe and the water we drink?
I was up all night with congestion, taking the inhaler, wheezing and everything, so I was up the whole night.
Debbie Bitzer has asthma. She had an asthma attack within 20 minutes of the Concept Sciences explosion on Friday. Today, she continues to use her asthma spray. Terry Troxell has been told not to drink her water.
And he tested the water.
So he came out here and tested the water?
Yeah, just for pH level. And
what did he say about it?
That it hasn't... I can't think of the name of it, what it was called, but it's like an acid used in Drano, and not to drink the water.
The DEP arrived at Terry's house while we were doing our interview. They tested the water and said the pH level was in a normal range, but still advised them not to drink the water. Okay, then why when we ran water into a glass it seemed so fuzzy, almost like soap suds to the top?
I don't know about why the foam suds are.
Do you see them here when you're...
They go away. It seems extra foamy compared to what comes out of my spigot. I don't know if there's... I really can't explain that.
And it sort of seems like it's foamier in here than in the kitchen. Any reason for that?
Odd. Yeah. It's coming from the same well.
Now, those results will not be back for a couple of weeks. In the meantime, Terry and her family will have to resort to bottled water. But oddly enough, a company called Nature Source has delivered a water cooler and a month's supply of water for Terry and her family. Now, the DEP is planning some more tests that will involve the land, air quality, and more water testing. And, of course, we will be keeping you posted on that. Be sure to join us tonight at 10 o'clock as we will have more. Patricia Hoffman reporting live from the newsroom. Rob?
All right, a lot of questions do remain. Thanks very much, Tricia. We'll see you later tonight. Storm sewer runoff as well as direct sewer hookups from Hanover Township are treated at the Catasauqua sewage treatment plant. Catasauqua officials say ever since the blast, they have been experiencing surges in the alkaline levels at the plant. They don't know yet what may be causing the high pH levels. But the DEP tells the borough there is nothing to do for now but to let it work its way through the system. There is no impact on users of Catasauqua water. The problem is at the sewer plant there. Donations are being accepted for victims and their families. Cash or check donations are being accepted by the group called Support of the Lehigh Valley. To help, send a check to the Lehigh Valley Explosion Relief Fund in care of Support of Lehigh Valley, Padua Federal Credit Union, 825 Lehigh Street, that's in Easton, Pennsylvania, 18042. The Bethlehem Area Red Cross is providing grief counseling for families of the victims. If you'd like to reach the Red Cross, the number is 610-865-4400. Funeral services are planned for 3 of the 5 explosion victims. Services for Anthony Mondello, Paul Mondello, and Terry Bowers will take place Wednesday at the James B. Gaffney Funeral Home, or Gaffney, I think I should say, Funeral Home in Penn Argyl. Burial is scheduled at St. Elizabeth Cemetery in Penn Argyl. A memorial service will be held for Bowers at 7 p.m. Wednesday in Northampton Kingdom Hall on East 4th Street in Northampton. And that's our latest up-to-the-minute coverage of the Industrial Park explosion. Stay tuned to Channel 69 News for more tonight at 5:30 and at 6. And, of course, we'll continue to follow the story and bring you the very latest as soon as it becomes available to us. Some travel restrictions are in place around the explosion site. And here now is Evie Dee of Trafax with a check on that and the rest of the evening commute. Evie?
Thank you very much, Rob. Yes, there are some restrictions through the Lehigh Valley Industrial Park. As Andy mentioned earlier, Markham Boulevard is open, but it is restricted at Roble Road, so do use caution as you travel in that area. Not a bad Monday afternoon on all the major roadways. We're rolling along accident-free. No disabled vehicles throughout the area. No troubles to report in either direction on 22. Just normal volumes today to contend with at Airport Road and Shanersville Road. Fullerton Avenue, a bit of congestion as well. And they just cleared an accident in Allentown at 24th Street and Martin Luther King Drive. This report is a service of Levitt's Furniture. I'm Evie Dee in the Channel 69 Trafax Command Center. Rob?
All right, Evie, thanks a lot.